But it's slightly awkward queuing, mainly because the bridge is on top of the cushion and not on the bed of the table. I think he's having a go at this. He's put in backspin on anyway. Brave shot. Good try.
Jamie Burnett.
But I've got to be honest, I didn't really see the benefit in that shot. I mean, he didn't get any backspin on, he wasn't on the green, and he had a chance of leaving the yellow on. He just mistimed that completely, I think.
Nine.
Well, you just about
Foul.
had enough angle.
Foul. Jamie Burnett, 9. Stephen Maguire, 7.
A foul, I'm not quite sure what happened then. May have been Jamie saying he touched the white, which is common in snooker these days. All the players are very fair.
Jamie
No.
Burnett, 8.
Much too thick, and he's left Maguire right in.
Didn't get very close to that one, did he?
But in the end he chose a different shot completely, doubling across, and he's played it poorly. Green over the pocket, brown over the pocket. Chance for Burnett to win the frame.
Three. Seven.
Bad misjudgment there. Played on the blue, but he was absolutely nowhere near getting onto it. Mind you, when you can pot like that, does it matter? Needs another one now.
$18.
What a fluke, what a fluke. Black for the frame. Overcut, and overcut by a long
80.
way.
Seven. Frame and match.
Burnett had one fine moment in this session, a break of 113, but it's Maguire who goes through, the winner by 9 frames to 3.
Well, that didn't augur well. Missed that by a mile.
Marking 1.
I think it's fair to say that Mark King is not settled yet. Well, King's start does not all. Last 64 defeats in Northern Ireland, Scotland and English Opens. The previous 3 home nations events. And he's all over the place, isn't he? All over the place. Well, they did pot. He's now gone for 4 pots, I can recall. Maybe even more than that, actually, where he's missed the target by miles.
Mark King, 1.
Mark King, over the years, has always been such an intense competitor. He's got a great head-to-head record against Ronnie O'Sullivan. He's won a world-ranking event, the Northern Ireland Open. This morning, he's having a mare. Oh, Mark King.
17.
He's been awful today. He would be the first to agree. Overcut that by a yard.
The red left of the black.
Stephen Lee, 6.
Well, I think it's a case of Stephen's got worse and John's got slightly better frame. He'll be annoyed with himself and missing that fairly easy red. It's a... Oh, Stephen Lee, just as I say that, Stephen Lee misses the next red. I was about to say that
Stephen
didn't
Lee,
get
24.
good position on that red from the black.
Chapter of accidents.
Stephen Lee, 26.
Can you believe that? Well, hang on. What's he played there?
6.
Complete misjudgment.
Push it to the top rail, actually. Oh, hang on. Well, I'm not overly sure about that one. This is a chance here for John to steal this final frame.
Great chance, as you say, Mike, to draw the match at 3-all, but it's Higgins who takes the frame on the black to win 4-2.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Foul.
Oh,
And even worse.
just enough the side cushion. Well, this has got to go in.
Oh,
Stephen
the
Lee.
lifeline was not taken. And the pendulum in this frame has once again swung the... A 78 clearance from Ken Doherty to add to earlier runs.
Blue and pink needed. He missed it by a country mile. And what's he... And he's left it on, so Stephen Lee has another chance to win this frame. And should do this time.
Well, this is a comedy of errors now. The Ryan Day, obviously, the shot he had on the blue was always one that you can miss from its spot. That should have been potted.
Jimmy White has won by a wide margin, 10 frames to 2. But if he's to mount a serious challenge for the title, he needs to improve a lot for his next match.
A convincing victory for White over Francisco, but that signalled the start of more problems for Jimmy after thousands of pounds worth of bets were placed on an exact 10-2 victory.
Wednesday the 19th of April 1995, the Disciplinary Committee of the World Professional Billiards and Snooker Association commenced an inquiry to establish whether there had been a breach of the association's rules. The committee accepted a submission that there was no case to answer against Jimmy White. And in view of the late hour, the inquiry will continue in respect of Peter Francisco on a date to be announced tomorrow.
When they found out that they thought there was something wrong with the game, it was White Francisco all over the papers everywhere, and you know, I hope Peter's innocent, but you know, I wanted to, you know, if I've won the match 10-2 and I'm being accused, so it was a bit of a liberty, but thankfully the WPBSA sorted it out and I was cleared after the first day's meeting. Otherwise it'd have gone on, I've been playing on, you know, and people might think, you know, I miss a red or something.
Early on in your career, you said you were in a bar, 5 players, and offered you £2,000 and you laughed it off.
Yeah, a few of us having a few drinks and we're all due to play the next day, and then one of them suggested, look, why don't we get our heads together and get £2,000 each here. And I looked at them, gone out, and I just laughed it, and then I just walked away. I went to bed and didn't think nothing of it. And I don't know, I can't remember what the results were, but I certainly won that match.
Your first experience of playing in a game with a very high-ranking player in the top 20, and you were convinced from very early on that he was throwing the game.
Yes, I knew within the first halfway through the first frame, I knew what was happening, and to be quite honest, it was quite embarrassing because I felt like in my chair, people watching there, and I felt embarrassed for him as well as myself. You know, it was quite bad. It was like playing Stevie Wonder. It was that bad.
And you said I think you spoke to him or you looked at him or in the toilet.
I went at the interval, I went to the toilet, I was 3-1 in front, I just gave him a little look and I said, I take it you're not going to win this game then, are you? And he just smiled at me and walked away. I don't even think he washed his hands.
The most serious incident that you've told me about was around 2010 in Germany, where you were actually offered £15,000 to throw a game with 3 other players.
Yeah, it was a tournament in Nuremberg. And I was checked into the hotel, and next as I walked by I had some players in the next room. I just went in, as you do, had a bottle of water, chilled out with them, and it went a bit quiet, but all of a sudden then they brought me into the conversation, and it was £15,000 they offered me to lose a game. Now, it was only £10,000 to the winner of the tournament, but I won my game, and I don't think it was a coincidence that all them 3 lost.
And the reason why didn't you? Well, firstly, why didn't you take part in their scam?
Why would I have? No, I'm a professional sportsman. I'm not there to think. I'm there. I want to win. Everything I do, I want to win. That's all I've been brought up to do.
And why didn't you report it to the authorities?
I just didn't want to get involved. You know, I just didn't know what to do. It's the first time I've been approached like that. I didn't know what to do. I just thought leave it, and that was it. Gone, finished. But I don't want the consequences. I don't want to get involved.
And I think you also told me about a businessman from the Midlands area who ran a sports management company who now lives in the Far East, who's over here, and he approached you to be part of his team. He's got 12 players, you mentioned.
Yeah, he's a guy from the Midlands area, and he set up a company in the Far East, and it is a sporting management company. He sets up exhibitions and all that for the snooker players, and when he come to Leicester, we had a drink together, and he just asked me if I want to be part of the team, which obviously automatically I presumed sporting management company team for exhibitions. But when he mentioned what it was about, I couldn't believe it, and he mentioned 1 player, and by then I was halfway out the door anyway.
And you also just finally you mentioned a sort of fairly recent game which was on TV, which you watched there at the venue, and I think it was about £80,000 on one person to lose, and it was just so obvious.
Yeah, it was absolutely ridiculous, mate. I mean, it was just the way it was done, and.
I'm going to get this conversation between us. Yeah, there's one there looking to it.
You make one mistake, you know, it's
You don't have to make a mistake.
no, it's
No, we have to be sure. If you're going to say, then you're going to tell him, frame 3 I'm going to lose. Yeah. But, I mean, what if he gets a good break? And, I mean, what's the risk factor? I mean...
No, you can miss. If you start leaving chances, people are saying, well, wait a minute, what's happening here? But against other players, it's no problem.
So you narrowly miss go to pocket and that's it.
It's a roll 2 inches out of position. You know, so like a bounce off the top cushion or something like that, and then suddenly you're on a very difficult black, which is in any normal run of the day. You know, that's.
I don't know the sport that well, but I mean, what I'm saying is you can miss one. I mean, you can't keep missing. You can.
You can, yeah, you can.
Okay. Well, that's your side of it. You've got to do with that. So as long as we agree on that.
Another thing is it would be World Series only.
How are we going to do the payment side?
I'd suggest you put, you know, you name the company that you want and you stick the logo on, and then you get.
See, the problem with that is what figure did we agree?
Was it net 200, 300 gross? Or was it
2 or 3?
What was it? I mean, it was. I'll go for 3. It was 3.
Yes.
Was that in there?
The money doesn't exist officially.
Right, okay.
So we don't want it going through our books, you see. We can't have it. If we sponsor you, then it's.
Yeah, alright.
Right, so you can't do that then. You can't.
Well, we can, but it's a small problem for us. It's no problem for you, it's a problem for us. It's got to go through our.
Yeah.
Box of the books and pay tax.
What about, yeah, it's hassle for us. Easier if it's cash.
I'm thinking to myself, how do I swallow 200, 300,000 pounds, euros coming into.
Let's agree the figure. Yeah, so let's agree the figure. You've agreed 4 frames during the year what? Right? We're agreeing the figure now. What's the figure we agreed? 300,000 euros is agreed. Agreed? We have to do that. Now the mechanics are paying you. How do you pay?
No, I've got a property in Spain. But I'm thinking to myself, what do you do? Is there anything? If you've got a small mortgage or something on the property, you can pay it off, or would they be looking out that if you paid it off in a lump sum?
So 4 frames, 1 per. Yeah.
Which one?
Well, you tell us whatever. I mean, we're not going to discuss it ever again. You just sit me on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We agreed? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Na zdrowie.
Na zdrowie.